everybody, welcome back to Bob Show. Today I wanted to make an effort and update on the last video and unveil sort of my new system, Effortless Dating 2.0. I think maybe if I get some testimonials and some pictures in 2 videos, this could turn into a course. It does have a kind of catchy name, but so yesterday we discussed sort of at mastery, things in life look effortless, and when you're effortless, things in life, it's easier to strive for mastery, it's easier to obtain mastery, and how the best performing athletes sort of have a sort of effortless swing or stroke, usually a stroke if it's like a racket sport, um, a really effortlessness to their performance. They don't exert much energy, but they get much results. And everything in life is sort of a performance. Everything we do in life is sort of something that can be improved upon um, and become more efficient. And sort of like the saying, life is like a one big stage for theater people, but it's more so a big stage. Well, not so much for it's a big stage for a variety of reasons. Um, so yesterday we talked about TI, like a man trying to produce TI from a woman regard by using TE, being aware of just things, and so producing validation from achievement. And the achievement that you have to have as a guy is to figure out, what women truly think about a guy. That's the achievement. And then you'll get the right TI, get the right validation from her. So that's the key part. And for a woman, it's SI. She wants SE from a guy. If she wants a guy to initiate, provide an experience. That one's a little complicated. So SI, let's see if this works out. So she wants authority, a guy to be in a position of authority. So she has to offer discovery, sort of not let someone have complete free reign, but just enough free reign where there's enough room for discovery of what could happen. So they're like being a little bit more open-minded. I think that's it. I think it's basically one solution. I think an easier model to teach is sort of based on the book. I'm going to be explaining the cognitive mechanics behind it, cognitive science. Eventually this will be called a science someday. Yeah, eventually this will be called a science someday. Actually, I just call it a science now. So there's this book, Models by Mark Manson, not Charles Manson. And Charles Manson is not a very, I don't think the best, not the nicest guy out there, but Mark Manson, I'm pretty sure it's Mark Manson. He wrote the book Models, which is sort of, it's about attracting a woman through honesty. And I read this book back when I was like 18 and a half. It was when I was reading all like the PUA books, like Mystery Method by Mystery, The Game by Neil Strauss. There was one other book I read. It was No More Mr. Nice Guy by Dr. Robert Glover. Um, what's the other one? The other one has a sort of more, a little bit more of a cringeworthy name. There's one other thing I read. It's on my mentor's reading list, and it's something about being an alpha. It's like Alpha Male Unplugged. I think that's something Mr. Cooper, something Cooper. But this book models Mark Manson, and there's another one by W.B. Anson. W.B. Anson. Now this book really opened my eyes. This was sort of my red pill experience. W.B. Anson, he made some sort of dating book, and it's a pretty so how society views it is attracting women through honesty, and basically what I remember from the book is like sort of what W.B. Anson mentions. I remember the introduction very well. It's like he said like girls don't chase guys with motorcycles. You don't have to be the most masculine guy out there. You don't have to have that image like motorcycles. You're an alpha male, all this stuff. Just being honest can get you a long way through. And he would tell stories how he would take girls home from the club, and basically he had like methods of taking girls from venue to venue to I guess that's sort of his system. I'm pretty sure he's an ESTP, pretty sure. So it's sort of interest based. So he's trying to get more time spent. But models is really where it's at. It's like sort of just being yourself and being honest. And I think we have, I'll just sort of dive into the cognitive mechanics. We have connection. Which is sort of revolves or serves under the God function of NE, and it's what other people desire. So I think not sure anyone has noticed, but like if anyone can recall an experience with a connection type, which is an INFJ or ESTP, they're very honest people, very, very honest people. And they understand that due to their God function and extrovert intuition, and due to the cognitive origin of connection, just people, the collective unconscious desire or human beings desire honesty from other people. They desire honesty. That's a really big one. It's one of the main ones, one of the most important ones. Kindness, tact, truth, comfortability, and but I really focus on one is honesty, especially for connection. I think all human beings sort of want honesty and connection to some degree. And I remember this ESTP I used to know, really, really fun guy to be around. We used to play like do sports together, and I remember we used to sit on the bench, and he would just say the most outrageous things. Like he'd be like, "Yeah, guys, she'd be like, shit, after practice, I'm gonna go home. Man, I don't know, I got nothing to do. I'm gonna go home and just play with my dick." And I would look at him or just be on the side, just listening. And I mean, I knew he was an ESTP. I feel pretty embarrassed repeating what he said, but I knew he was an ESTP, so I mean, it's pretty much that's pretty much fair game for ESTPs. They're very honest people. They don't it's just basically, it comes very naturally to them with their God function. And in terms of the game, we have or how male and female interactions work, and just something to note there. If no one's already noticed, I didn't really specify the relationship. Um, Besides like familial relationships, blood relationships, really male and females sort of pull different things and give and receive different things to each other. So that sounded a little bit confusing, but just to put it in plain terms, guys want to be respected, women want to be loved. Guys, that's the not classy men. And so, well, being honest, the woman does, with sort of being a connection type, using the God function of extroverted intuition. You sort of, it's a really easy way to produce two dosages of respect. So the first dosage is from being honest. And usually when a guy is talking to a girl, the second dosage comes from being loving. So this is an example of how it plays out, and why I put it under Effortless Dating 2.0. So a big problem. So now we get into sort of big problems in society and why things take a lot more effort than they do, and how an interaction should be to really reduce as much effort later as possible. So you're a guy, and you see a girl, and she's pretty, and you want to go talk to her. So it doesn't take much effort to go approach her. So that's I think any guy can agree on that. It doesn't take too much effort to approach her. It might be a little awkward, but it doesn't take too much effort. And then there's thinking of what to say. That takes a little bit more effort, but to make it sort of, by being honest, you sort of take away the effort. Um, well, sort of the reason you came to approach her, which you can spew out um, just with the heart, with the intention of being honest, is that you saw she was pretty and you wanted to go talk to her. So the first thing to say, so as someone serving as a connection type, or emulating a connection type, or tapping into your connection, or serving under, which is serves under any God function, is probably introduce yourself. Hi, my name is Bob. I think you're very pretty. And instantly you get two dosages of respect. You're loving. That's a very flattering comment. I think a better thing to tell a woman is that she has nice eyes. Why I say that? I think saying someone's pretty can be a little bit uncomfortable, but if you say nice eyes, it's a very gentle thing to say. I've noticed that, and I picked it up from a TV show. I picked it up from a TV show. Yeah, the guy, he would always tell. I think he would always tell every girl he meets they have nice eyes, and it really does work. It's a great way to tell a girl that she's pretty, and it's a very gentle way to do it, and it's very flattering. I think for girls to have nice eyes, it's very flattering. She'll always be very flattered. Um, so that yeah, so that's sort of the most effortless. It's not it, okay. It takes a lot of effort. It does take some sort of effort. You might be scared, to be honest. Going back to the spiel of modern society, being I think guys focus too much on Me Too. If if you have a little bit of like intelligence, like like how far to push if someone's not interested, and it's worth taking risks. It's not it's not fun to be miserable your whole life. So definitely, if you see a girl you like, if you see a girl that's pretty, why not give her your best shot? So, and what makes this effortless, and why I categorize this under effortless dating 2.0 is that the thing that every guy desires most in life is having a woman, not a woman go on a date. Um, then we could easily blame the economy, but a woman that is very receptive to the guy, or basically likes the guy a lot, and sort of why it takes a lot of effort in the first place for guys to approach a girl is that like he's trying, of course, to get her to be receptive, but he knows. I mean, I think every guy knows it's gonna take a good bit of time. But if you're honest right off the bat, if you're super honest right off the bat, like the first minute, the first 2 minutes of interaction, um, it really builds so much really interest and favor in you in the beginning, and it's gonna it's gonna it's gonna be super easy to really transition into everything else. And for for a girl, on the other hand, just sort of using the cognitive origin of any or connection, the God function of any or connection. We're just thinking about what does a guy want, and most women get it down pat like beauty, but guys don't want more so honesty from a woman, but just being feminine, lots of small things. So really getting a feel for what guys want, I think that's gonna make dating a lot more effortless for women. Um, like deep down, like if we go over to ask herself, what does a guy really want? Um, Probably like she connects all the dots, like a sweet, very innocent, um, feminine, pretty woman. And so she has to ask herself, like, do I check all the boxes? Does every action, thought, and speech I make conducive to all the desires? And I think for most women that's not the case. I think if every guy truly desires innocence deep down, even though it may seem contrasting or different to women because she hears that guys watch a lot of um, pornography or bad stuff online. But really tapping into the God function of any, like if guys understand that, human, or as human beings, we understand that people deep down want honesty and connection, sort of, we can really not necessarily concoct desire, but we can tap into like hidden deep down desires by really asking ourselves what people want. So I think definitely, if I mentioned this before, um, I think people did listen. People did listen when I made that video a couple years back. But uh, I guess the point I made there, just to try to establish something there, was that I think women should dress more modest. If deep down a guy wants a girl to be innocent, deep down, regardless of all the surface level things that girls may hear, um, then that should be the key for women to make dating effortless, to make a guy have a higher desire to approach. And I think I said it before. Women should try to field test to dress immodestly for like a week, and dress modestly for a week. Go out to the same places, make sure it's controlled, testing, rainy days. Um, Make sure all the control variables are there, and you can see what happens, see the results, and see this sort of feelings that you engender. Are you engendering feelings of love, adoration, appreciation? I like that. I like that rhyme there. I enjoy that. But yeah, just sort of do some experiments, and I think it's pretty obvious which one will come out on top. And I think that's yeah, I think there's definitely uh, the system. Um, so basically, to conclude, for guys, just be honest. Just well, not just be honest, but you know, give a woman what she wants, and part of that is being honest. First, not first off, but be honest always gets you respect. Um, and if you do it a tactful way, it gives you a lot of respect. And if you throw in a compliment, it gives you a lot more respect. And like maybe if a woman has like big tits and you tell her she has big tits because you want to be honest because it's more so a framework. Like, what does she want? She wants you to be honest. That's probably gonna work. It's gonna make her uncomfortable. It's probably more tactful things to say. You could have said she has nice eyes, but I think you're definitely gonna get respect from that honesty, and which is other combinations of patterns like understanding of a woman, like other things. Well, any is very nice for guys in understanding game, understanding that everything a woman desires, like a masculine man, an honest man. Like the two things I would say women desire most from men is someone that's masculine, someone that's honest. Um, I think no woman wants to like associate herself with a liar, and of course, no woman wants to associate herself with a dishonest, well, with a like a feminine or a feminine man. And once you have those two down pat, it's really easy to gain her favor or desire just because you're tapping into what she wants, and it's vice versa for a girl. By tapping into what a guy wants, you can make dating super effortless, and it looks it'll look very effortless for when a guy like really easily approaches her. I think a lot of women nowadays have trouble making that look effortless. Not like it's a desire to, but if it's a desire to, I feel like women still have a struggle. But if she understands what men desire deep down, it should be pretty effortless for her in person. Online, it's always looks very effortless for a woman, but in person, maybe it's more difficult. Maybe she's struggling to attract the right talent, so she really has to tap into what guys want. And for guys like us guys, we struggle. Like the regular guys, we struggle online and in person. So by knowing what women want online, which is like gotta be gotta be very good looking and very tall, or at least or at least have that impression on your dating app. And in person, you have to be, um, very masculine, very respectable, very dignified. That's another word for, I guess that's sort of a synonym, and very honest because um, women want honesty. People want honesty in general, and when you really tap into the God function of any, like what do people desire in life, and especially for the game, for dating, for the game, um, what do women desire? And just another quick tip, like you can reverse engineer all the God functions to cater towards any specific situation. Like you want to make money, what um, like what does money desire? Like money desires that I find a job. That's one thing, and money desires that I accomplish X goal for maybe Y person, like a job, to get Z money to get Z amount of, or X Z amount of money. Um, and to even use any other God function to really reverse engineer a scenario. And any works very well. It's a very powerful function. Giving people what they want. That's sort of that's a quote from lots of movies. But off the top of my head, it's like nah, I don't want to make people feel unincluded because not a lot of people know that movie. But yeah, just if you're a guy, you ask yourself like, what do women want deep down, using that God function? Any lots of miracles could happen. Um, I think the natural thing that happens after that is a guy walking up to a girl and telling her she's pretty, and things should roll pretty well after that. Might not, maybe the retention isn't there. Um, that is like sort of having complete mastery of extroverted exhibition, like complete mastery of what a man desires, and everything should fall into place. And for women, just understanding like what a guy wants deep down, deep down, it can be very effortless for her as well. But she is on a ticking time clock. So, but that's part of her. That's becomes part of her understanding what guys want. So that's about it for effortless dating. So basically, the gist of it is just going and telling a girl that she's hot, like you're hot. It's like you hear ESTP say that a lot. You're hot. Got big. ESTP guys are the type of guys that ask for like nudes and all that stuff. And they put like a lol after. They put like a just joking after. She's not that receptive to it. But hey, lots of guys do that besides ESTPs. I single out ESTPs because I used to have a lot of ESTP friends when I was in a certain side of my mind, or when I was younger, and very fun people to be around. And I guess my friend, I used to have an ESTP friend back in high school. He was right about a lot of things about what women want. He was definitely, he was right. So I guess shout out to my old friend. He was right about a lot of things. And as always, stay safe, stay blessed.